Festive Road is usually very quiet, but on this morning the street was crowded with traffic. At number 52, Mr. Ben looked out of his window at all the traffic. "What's going on?" he asked a man. "The main road is being repaired, and it's the rush hour," said the man. "All the traffic has to come this way." Mr. Ben went back inside and sat down to watch television. The television was showing a film about cavemen. It said that cavemen lived a long time ago. They lived in caves. That's why they were called cavemen. They dressed in furs and worked with tools made out of stone. Mr. Ben was interested in the program, but the traffic outside was so noisy he couldn't really hear the television. "I must get away from all this noise," he said. And he thought about the special costume shop that he knew, the shop that adventures could start from. "That's the place to go," he smiled. Mr. Ben was soon in the lane with the shop. He went straight to it, paused for a moment, and then went in. He waited inside the shop looking at the costumes. "Something away from cars," he thought. As if by magic, the shopkeeper appeared. "Good morning, sir," he said. "Good morning," said Mr. Ben. "Is that a caveman's outfit?" "Yes," said the shopkeeper. "You know, they used to live in caves. They didn't have houses." "They didn't have any cars either," said Mr. Ben. "Do you think I might try it on?" He took the fur into the fitting room. Once inside the fitting room, he quickly changed. He smiled at the furry Mr. Ben in the mirror, and then went through the door that could lead to an adventure. On the other side of the door, everything was very dark, but Mr. Ben could see a light ahead, and he walked towards it. As it became lighter, he found that he was walking out of a cave. In front of him were other caves.
Excuse me, shopkeeper, I couldn't help but see you give that gentleman an outfit to change into, and he's been gone in that change room an awfully long time. I suspect that he's gone on an adventure. I quite fancy going on an adventure as well. I've always wanted to see the polar bears up in Churchill in Canada, so I would like you to give me your warmest outfit. Wow, these are super warm clothes. Right, time for my adventure. Hopefully I will be seeing polar bears. Today in Literacy Lower 1, you're going to be writing me a persuasive letter. I would like you to tell me where you would like to go on an adventure, why you would like to go there, and why you should be chosen above everybody else for me to tell you where Mr. Ben's secret clothes shop is.
Today's learning objective is to recognise the main features of a persuasive letter. You may want to rewind this video and pause it at various parts as you attempt your letter. Your address will go in the top right hand corner. The recipient's address, in this case mine, will go in the top left hand corner. The full date goes on the right-hand side under your address. The greeting. If you know who you're writing to, then you begin with either Mr, Miss, Mrs or Ms and their surname, then a comma. In this case, you know you're writing to me, so it'll be Dear Mr Moody, comma. If you didn't know who you're writing to, your letter would begin with Dear Sir or Madam. In your letter, you have to have a persuasive argument. Introduce the topic you're writing about. In this case, why you think you should be chosen. Explain in detail what outfit you would choose and where you would want to go. Say why you would like to go there. Use words such as firstly, secondly, in my opinion, some believe that, I feel that, I am sure that. Describe. Use great adjectives. Use powerful verbs and give reasons why you think you should be chosen. The closing farewell. As you know who the letter is to, close your letter on the left-hand side with yours sincerely, then your full name. If you didn't know who the letter is to, you would finish your letter on the left-hand side with yours faithfully, and then your. Go back through the video and pause any parts that you think will be helpful to your letter writing. Finish by looking at this letter writing checklist. Next week will be our last week on letter writing, when I'll ask you to post all of your letters to me.